So Rockstar did a thing, and as part of the Los Santos Drug Wars DLC, they decided to make a few things better, like the air freight cargo. So before this update, I barely touched my air hangar unless I wanted to store a newly purchased plane or something like that. And for the longest time, that was pretty much all I used it for. But since the Los Santos Drug Wars DLC, Rockstar increased the air freight cargo by 3 times what it used to be, permanently. And I gotta tell you, it gives special cargo a run for its money. So today I'm going to be looking at the air freight and the special cargo, and just to see how they both measure up to each other. I want to see which one is the best for making money, which one is the best for RP, and which one is just all around the best. And of course, before we get started, make sure you like this video and subscribe for more to come. Just to put this in a little bit of perspective for you, before this Los Santos Drug Wars DLC, the air freight would only get you $10,000 per crate, and you can only run 1 crate at a time. And this would just not make it worth it at all, because sometimes the missions would just suck and just be extremely long. I didn't exactly think they were boring, I actually really enjoyed the missions. It's just that it took so long to actually accumulate money that it was extremely hard for me to continue to do any air freight cargo missions. And honestly, there wasn't really any actual perks on doing this, but now that things are tripled, it's a complete game changer. So let's start with the pros in the air freight. One run will get you $30,000, and that's actually really not that bad. So that definitely is one pro. As well as if you have friends helping you, it will add however many friends is in your CEO, will also add however many, like, for example, like say you have 2 people in your CEO, then you will get 3 crates automatically that will spawn. Another one is that it's free to actually run these crates, so you don't have to actually purchase these crates before you go out and source them. Another pro that I can think of is that the sell missions will give you a high demand bonus, which will get you a decent amount if you are selling in a public lobby. There is a little bit more to how much money you can make actually, and TGG actually made a pretty good guide on that, so I'm not exactly going to make a guide on how these things work, but if you do want to know exactly like how much money and what the difference is on, depending on what product it is, whatever, I will link his video in the description just so that you can kind of see exactly how it works. And the last pro that I can actually think of off the top of my head is that the missions are actually really fun, so it's nice to finally have the money to incentivize actually doing them. And now for the cons. Really, there's only one that I can actually think of, and that's that you accumulate almost 0 RP. If you're anyone like me who doesn't really care much about money in this game, it would be nice to have some decent RP. Well, in these missions, there's pretty much none each time you source or even sell air freight cargo, and I think that just really sucks. And I guess there is one more. The missions can actually be fun, yes, but a lot of times they can be very long. And sometimes you might get a mission that might spawn a vehicle that you don't particularly like to use, so another vehicle will probably be a lot easier. So that's what I actually do in certain missions depending on what it is. And that's pretty much all I can think of as far as the air freight, and now I'm going to move on to the special cargo. Special cargo used to be my bread and butter back in the day when I first started playing this game back in late 2019. I would literally spend hours just running special cargo, and I would actually use it to make money, but I didn't really understand how to actually run it properly. Now that I do have a basic understanding, I like to pass my knowledge. So just like the air freight, I want to start with the pros. The money that you earn is a little bit more than the money that you would with air freight, but it's not much, and it's if you purchase 3 crates. 3 crates is about $36,000, so it's only $6,000 more, but you would have to purchase 3 crates. And depending on what mission you get, it could be an easy, short mission, or it could be a little bit of a challenging, but yet long mission. Another pro is that there is 2 ways that you can actually source cargo, and technically there's actually a 3rd way. The first way is what you're seeing on your screen right now, and that's me purchasing through my CEO office. The second way, and probably the most common, is if you purchase a Terabyte over at Warstock, you can actually source crates through your Terabyte. You can literally be anywhere on your map to start one of these missions. And that for me is a huge pro. And this just makes everything so easy and so convenient to just start no matter where you're at on the map. Not only that, but you can store your Oppressor Mark II here, so again, it makes it that much easier. You can just jump on your Oppressor and go to wherever the mission starts. And of course, the last way and the least recommended way to source cargo is purchasing it through one of your little workers inside each of your warehouse. The reason I'm adding this as a pro is because pretty much every time that I am at one of my warehouses, I go ahead and send somebody out, because it basically takes these people 48 minutes to actually come back with cargo, and it's random. It's completely random. So they could source 1, they could source 2, and they could source 3, just depending on whatever. It's like I said, it's just random. Now again, I don't use this as a grinding method. Like the only time I ever do use this is if I am sourcing crates, and whenever I arrive at one of my warehouses to deliver some crates, I usually just see them there and I just send them out. So whenever I come back around to it to actually sell, I will have however much they sourced for me. So that's the third way, but it's not like a recommended, like this is the only way to source cargo. Like it's not recommended like that. But we'll just chalk that up to convenience, so you can make a little extra money kind of in the background while you go do some more sourcing. And another pro that Special Cargo gives you is that it gives you the most RP out of anything in GTA Online. So if you're like me, don't really care much about money, and you just want to earn some RP, Special Cargo is the best way to do that out of anything. And one more pro is that the missions are relatively easy and pretty fun. And of course, I guess I'll add that high demand bonus as well. Special Cargo will also give you a high demand bonus if you sell in public lobbies. And now on to the cons. These crates are not free. You can buy 1 crate, buy 2 crates, or buy 3 crates, and 1 is at $2,000, 2 is at $8,000, and 3 is at $18,000. But of course, if you sell them, it'll pretty much give you double what you paid into it, so you'll make your money back pretty easily. But I still consider this one to be a con, because the air freight is actually free for every single crate, and it's $30,000 for every single crate versus $4,000 for 1 crate for a Special Cargo mission. So with that being said, I don't really use Special Cargo to actually make money. I use it to just grind RP, because that's what it's best for. Which, by the way, I did actually create a guide for the best way to grind RP in GTA Online, so if you want to check out that video, it will be on your screen or in the description. And that is pretty much it. So you decide, give me a comment and tell me which one you prefer, and I will tell you mine. I prefer actually using the air freight for getting money, and I prefer Special Cargo for getting RP. But what do you prefer, and what do you think of these changes brought to the air cargo? I definitely want to hear from you down below. If you found this video interesting, always give it a like and share with a friend, and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on a future video. Thanks for sticking around, and you will most likely see me, or at least hear my voice, in the next video. Bye.